Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including today, YouTube TV is rolling out some new multi-view features for the football season. These have been beta tested. Now they're coming out to football. We'll tell you what's happening there and more. Why are Amazon's Fire TVs always on sale? Have you noticed that recently? What exactly is Amazon doing? We're going to break that down. And ESPN is bringing a new TV show, not to its cable network, but to its YouTube channels. We'll break down these stories and a whole lot more coming up here in a quick second. First, though, if you want to learn anything about any of these stories, you can find a link to each one in the YouTube notes and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there. If you're new here and you want to help us out, consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, hopefully helping you break free from the high costs of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Let's dive into it, starting off today with YouTube TV and YouTube are rolling out new multi-view features for NFL Sunday Ticket. Now, if you were an NBA League Pass, you're probably familiar with these features. They've been testing it, and they tested it there first. It allows you to build a custom multi-view. Now, it's still not hosted on yours. They're hosting it off-site, but what it does is it gives you a list of available games. You pick up to 4 games you want to watch, and it will deliver a stream of exactly those 4. One of the big complaints about multi-view has been, hey, you got all these multi-views, but this one game over here, for some reason, is not available in multi-view, or it only has one option. It's not the option you want. I really hope this comes to college football also. That was a big complaint last year. YouTube used to do one weird thing where the big daytime game would be on ABC, but then they'll have a alternate view from ESPN2, which would have like sideline reporters or alternate commentary, not the main feed. And that's the feed they would give you. They wouldn't give you the ABC feed, they would give you the alternate feed. Hopefully that feature comes there too. They also say if you do not have NFL Sunday Ticket, you will find improved multi-view experiences there for your local games for anybody who is not an NFL Sunday Ticket customer. Great to see YouTube TV and YouTube and continuing to improve multi-view, making it easier to find the mix of games you want to watch with that. Now, a few things here. Again, this is available for both the YouTube and YouTube TV subscription of NFL Sunday Ticket. Now, to get that full customizable build, you need NFL Sunday Ticket. NFL Sunday Ticket only works on Sunday afternoon games. This won't work for Saturday games, Thursday games, and other games throughout the year, like the Christmas Day games. But those will be available on other streaming platforms too. Like Christmas games are going to be on Netflix this year. So just explain a little bit about that. All right, let's keep moving along. But ESPN is bringing back a popular The Sports Reports show. Now, this is a great show that they've done in the past, but it's not coming to their cable networks. They're going to start producing this show exclusively for its YouTube content as it tries to continue to grow its dominant YouTube platform with that. They've really done a nice job, I thought, last year of improving the highlights of different sporting events they post on YouTube. Fox, pay attention. So Fox clips can be very disappointing for the highlights of games if you just want to go get the highlights. ESPN has done a very good job of that recently. Now they're bringing more original content, not just instead of clipping their cable networks, they're making some original content now for the YouTube network there. So keep an eye on this. I think this is something we're going to see more and more original content produced for YouTube. It's very easy. They got the studio, they got the lights, they got the people. Why not having them shoot a 15 to 30 minute exclusively made for YouTube content and drive up the views? Fox has done some very good stuff with their Big Ten network. For example, they go back and release full copies of games, which is really nice. In the past, those only came from unofficial YouTube channels. Now the Big Ten is doing full copies of older games posted to their Big Ten network YouTube channel. Kind of fun to see that. Hopefully more leagues and more places do that with that. So, all right, let's keep diving in here. Have you noticed recently, our next story, that Amazon's Fire TV seem to always be on sale? A quick search online shows that the Fire TV Max 4K stick has been on sale for about $39.99, almost as much as it's been at its full price of $59.99. Now, during Prime Day, they even had it cheaper. So what's happening here? Why is Amazon cutting the price of its Fire TV so dramatically and giving people the ability to get it cheaper than the list price almost whenever they want. Because it feels like, hey, it may go on sale full price for a few days a week, then it's right back on sale. Seems like Amazon's trying to buy market share. A few things: Amazon's going heavily into ads to try to make revenue through their ad platform. Because of that, they need more eyeballs. More eyeballs equal more ads, more revenue. So selling their Fire TVs at cost or maybe slightly below is not a bad move for them if they think it's going to get you to watch more ads and buy more content. We'll watch it very closely. I'm very curious to see how aggressive they're going to be. Amazon has always fought in the shadow of Roku when it comes to the Fire TV. Roku, in our studies, is the most popular streaming player in the United States. It is also, of every smart TV sold in the United States, 1 of every 3 TVs sold are a Roku TV of some brand. It could be a Roku branded, a TCL, Hisense. There's all kinds of brands on the market right now making Roku smart TVs. Amazon wants to compete with them, and one way they may be trying to do that is price. You know, the more market share you have, the better deal people will give you, right? Walmart uses this to their advantage. They're so big, they can come to a vendor and say, hey, we'll put your product in all of our stores, but we need a special deal. You know, if we give you a massive amount of volume, will you take a little bit less in profit per item? And that may be what Amazon's doing here, is they try to dive into the ad market and get ad revenue there. We've seen them aggressively put more ads on the home screen, into Amazon Prime Video, and more. Roku also not only dominates streaming players, they also dominate the streaming ad market, something Amazon surely would love to get their share of. So I think Amazon's working very hard to try and get higher market share by coming out here and giving the price lower. Let me know. Has the price made you switch? I have found, though, in talking to people, once they get a streaming player they like, they often stick with it. Very rarely do people swap between streaming players with that. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's keep moving on. Nielsen has released their Gauge report, which looks at the viewership of TV across many different platforms in a month. With this, they've taken a look at July's viewership, and one of the interesting things here is streaming now accounts for 41.4% of all streaming. That is the largest share of streaming out there. Now with this, or viewership out there, no other way of watching television is bigger. Cable television, for example, is down to just the 20-some% mark there with that, for 20.3% with that. For broadcast television out there. I apologize. Total TV, yep. Live television, it's in the 20s with that. So what's happening here? Slowly people are decreasing the amount of cable TV subscriptions they're paying for. What's interesting here is even people who pay for cable TV are increasingly watching less of it and watching more streaming. I apologize. Live single cut video. Why is that interesting? Our surveys repeatedly tell us after saving money, the number one reason people, or the number two reason I should say, people save money and cancel cable TV is because they just don't use it. When they look at cable TV, if they use it a lot, they're willing to pay a lot. But increasingly, people are seeing that their majority of their viewing is going to streaming. So why am I paying for cable television when I would do most of my stuff on streaming? And I think that's what we're seeing here, a slow and steady progression of people saying, yeah, I don't mind, yeah, it's expensive, I can afford it, but I hardly watch it. So why don't I go and cancel it and just do streaming? As fewer people actually watch cable TV, that's going to become a bigger and bigger factor, I firmly believe, when it comes to viewership on cable TV and cord cutting. Leave me a comment, let me know. Beyond the cost, what were the factors that drove you to cancel? Was it how much you were already streaming? We find most cable TV subscribers also pay for streaming services, and often multiple streaming services. So next time somebody says they're just going back to cable, ask them how they're going to watch all this exclusive content to Disney Plus, Peacock, Paramount Plus, and more. All right, last week we talked about how Disney was trying to throw a lawsuit, a wrongful death lawsuit, after somebody very tragically passed away at their Disney World, Disney Springs location, because the person subscribed to Disney Plus and bought a Epcot ticket at some point, which basically says you waive your right to a lawsuit and you agree to arbitration. Very, very much feel bad for the family here. apparently went to a restaurant at Disney Springs. It was not a Disney-owned restaurant. This restaurant rented space from Disney in Disney Springs. If you've ever been to Disney World, that's like a little mall area with a bunch of stores, some Disney stores, some third-party stores. Rainforest Cafe's there, many big-name restaurant chains are there, and a bunch of independent providers. Apparently somebody ate there, something wasn't disclosed on the menu, and they died of an allergic reaction, very tragically. They sued. Disney tried to throw it out at first because they were a landlord and you should be suing the restaurant. Okay, that's a pretty fair argument, maybe. We'll see how that holds up in court. But then they came back and said, well, this guy in 2019 did a free trial of Disney Plus, and because he did a free trial, he agreed to arbitration with Disney. Now Disney has said that they're retracting that and they're going to go ahead with court. Now, Disney's not saying that they don't have the right to arbitration here. They actually said that because of the unique circumstances and the trauma here, we've agreed to go to court and waive our right to arbitration. So they're very clearly saying we have the right to arbitration. We can force other people in arbitration. I firmly believe that they got some bad press here, so they're trying to play a little bit of damage control by saying, yeah, we'll go to court on this. I fully understand Disney's point here a little bit when they said, hey, you know, we're just a landlord. They rent space from us. You should be suing them, not us. They completely lost me when they went and said, well, you know, he had a Disney Plus subscription someday, so he can't sue us about anything ever. If you want to argue, you know, if you have an upset case about Disney Plus and you want to sue them and they say, well, you agreed to arbitration, that's one thing. It's another thing to many years later say somebody died and because you subscribed to Disney Plus through a free trial at one point, you now must go to arbitration and a lawsuit. That's where they completely lost me. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Pluto TV is adding a new channel. If you are a fan of This Old House Makers, it's now streaming 24/7 on Pluto TV. Speaking of Pluto TV, the Roku channel has partnered up with Pluto TV. There's a story that they may be trying to buy Pluto TV, but the Roku channel for now has just added 24 new free channels, including a ton from Pluto TV. It seems, you know, Paramount struck a deal with Roku to bring a bunch of the Pluto TV exclusive channels, like, for example, TV Land Drama, Pluto TV, NTV's Pluto TV, and others are now streaming on the Roku channel. A growing amount of content they're streaming that way. Check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to find the full list of channels added to the Roku channel just yesterday. All right, let's dive into a question of the day. If you have a question for me, sometimes I answer them in the comments, sometimes here, but leave me a comment. Start off with something like a question for Luke, so I know it's something you want me to answer. Today's question comes from Dan and says, whatever happened to Vizio being bought by Walmart? I don't see any changes in the Walmart stores. So from my understanding, that deal is still in place. If I missed something, leave me a comment, let me know. It has not closed yet. It's still in the process of regulatory approval. It could take a few more months before this deal is closed. I'm not sure how far into it. Could be a couple weeks, could be tomorrow, could be a few months. But Walmart is still intends to buy Vizio. And one of the big things they're reportedly interested in is the streaming service because they want to get the ad revenue and have their own free streaming service. Currently, they have a deal with Pluto TV for some ad-free content on Pluto TV if you're a Walmart Plus subscriber. Maybe they someday replace that with their own streaming service because Vizio has a ad-supported streaming service for its TVs that they could roll out to other places. But the deal is still in the works, not closed yet, needs regulatory approval from multiple government agencies. We'll see what happens. That's it for today. Again, if you have a question, leave me a comment. Start off with a question for Luke. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you all again real soon.